Hello, Michael. You're welcome to the program.
Nice to be here.
Can you please tell us a bit about yourself?
I'm Michael Jonathan. I'm from Nigeria. I was brought up in Glasgow, Scotland. And I'll probably say the main thing about me is I'm a disciplined person. I like to stay focused. I like to surround myself with focused people too. And in a nutshell, that's really who I am.
So how long have you been in Scotland?
I've been in Scotland since I was very young. Since I can remember, to be honest.
Alright, that's a work for your mom and your dad to do.
Yeah.
So Michael, you're the brain behind UZOR.
Yes.
Did I pronounce it properly?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Can you let us know what this is all about?
UZOR is a brand that designs things that go against conventional wisdom and then making it conventional. So what I focus on is designs that nobody really thinks of or wants to do or don't have the courage to do, and show them that if we can do it, you guys can do it too. We're trying to encourage everybody else to also want to start their own thing and also have the confidence to do their own thing as well.
So when you talk about conventional wisdom, going against conventional wisdom, what do you mean by that?
Conventional wisdom is like, if you're nice to everybody, they'll be nice to you. You know, money isn't everything. You know, things that have been said since we were very young, and it's been said over and over again. That's conventional wisdom.
Okay, so UZOR goes against
that. Yes, we go against that. We do things that we take risks. Really.
Why do you take risks at a young age?
Because in order to really grow and to really catch people's attention, you need to take risks. And nobody really remembers somebody who plays it safe. You know, in order to really grow, take risks. Yes.
Oh wow, that's great. So who are your clients?
My clients are people who are 16 to 25, young people, who are trying to find themselves, and even people who know who they are, but also want something to represent them in a way that they can show this is who I am. That's why I paint things like Fela Kuti and Lavada to connect with Nigerians as well, and African people as well who are really interested in their music, and even people who aren't African who also grew up listening to Fela Kuti and Lavada as well.
Oh, this is quite creative. So have you been able to engage with this bracket age group?
Yes.
Here in Scotland, or how have you been doing this?
We're able to do this through parties. We throw on parties. We've done parties in Caledon University, where we bring people around that age group to come and just mingle and get to know each other and get to know this is the UZOR group and who we are. And we've also done pop-up shops as well, where we sell our t-shirts, jackets, and then you also have like 90s video games as well, where we can sit together and play games, eat food, basically just relax. And we've also done fashion shows as well. Caledon University, we just did one in Stirling recently, and then basically just to meet other people as well who are interested in what we do.
So what's the support like? Have you received any support so far?
Yes, I get a huge amount of support from my parents. They really, because if your parents don't really support you, it's very hard to also do your own thing. Especially at a young age like me. My parents really support me, they want to see me grow, and they always tell me to follow my heart and follow my vision. And people in Glasgow as well support me, because people in Glasgow are looking for something new, because Glasgow, not much really goes on in Glasgow for the young people.
That's true.
And when they see somebody doing something else, they gravitate towards that. They want to also be able to express themselves as well.
So is this your own way of engaging the young people in Glasgow?
Yes, this is my own way of showing young people in Glasgow that it's okay not to wear this and wear what you want. Because I feel like in Glasgow, everybody wants to sort of fit in. No one really wants to stand out. If someone buys this shoe, everybody buys the same shoe. Why can't we all just be ourselves and do what we really want to do?
Okay. Okay. Is this what you have always wanted to be in life? Is this what you've always wanted to do?
I always wanted to do something creative. At a young age, I really wanted to do, when I was 13, 14, I wanted to become an author, write my own books. And because I was really interested in comics, and I could draw really well, so I started drawing my own comics. And then I realized not much people are really interested in canvas, young people. We can't really buy canvas paintings, too expensive, so I decided what other way would we be able to sort of get people to buy into that. And I thought clothes, people buy clothes a lot.
Of course.
Even people who buy clothes from charity shops or clothes they don't wear anymore, they can bring in their clothes and you can paint on them and make them new again.
So, what inspires you? What's your inspiration? Where is it? Where does it come from?
My main inspiration comes from my childhood, what I grew up listening to, watching, and reading. I was really interested in Japanese cartoons when I was younger. Anime it's called, and I'd watch that a lot. And then because it was so different to the sort of Cartoon Network stuff, I was really interested in that. And I feel that a lot of people's inspirations come from their childhood. You know, if you really go back to your childhood, and I feel like that's where the fun was in your childhood. So you feel more at ease and at comfort when you're doing something that inspired you from your childhood.
Now, earlier on you had mentioned that you were involved in a fashion show.
Yes.
What was that all about? How did you get involved? And what was the story you were trying to pass on there?
Well, Stirling University has a youth group there, and they invited me through a childhood friend, which is kind of quite funny, who goes to Stirling, and then they contacted me, we're doing a fashion show, we'd like you to be involved. And when I was there, I basically just showcased a collection I'm working on called Nostalgia, which is basically like going back to the childhood again.
Yeah.
Basically me just painting things from my childhood that I feel like everybody else would also be able to connect to as well. Yeah.
So what was the reception like? What was the reception like there?
Yeah, it was really good. It was really packed. A lot of people were cheering, involved, clapping. So it was very lively.
Can you share your greatest moment with us?
My greatest moment will probably the day I had a pop-up shop on the 26th of December and everything sold out.
You even remember the date?
Yes.
Oh, that was great. That was great. When do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
In the next 5 years, I see myself getting invited to a lot more universities and getting involved with more people who are really calling the shots in the fashion industry, and that's where.
So what's the future like for UZOR? Not
For
Michael
UZOR,
Jonathan, but for UZOR.
For UZOR, I probably see it being a brand that pushes people to express themselves and to be. I see it as being the #1 brand for creativity in Europe. That's where I see UZOR really going. And when people think of creativity, they think of UZOR.
When people think of creativity, they think of UZOR.
Yes.
Talking about creativity, I stumbled into your website, and I was so intrigued by the write-up I saw. UZOR strides into the field. Close ones leave him behind. I'm on this journey myself. The spectators stare in spite, waiting to witness failure. They don't believe. Countdown to the progress begins. Why did you say you are on the journey yourself?
I was on the journey myself because the story was really about the journey from the start to the finish. And as the story goes on, it's about a horse, because I feel like a horse race is really a journey, you know, it's a quick one, and there's a lot of things going through your head. In the story there, it shows the horse falls down because he got too confident, I'm going to win, and he hadn't finished the line yet. But then when he realised he learned from his mistake, he kept running, and when he passed the finish line, he kept going on because he realised that he should never be complacent. And I feel like the journey, you're on this journey by yourself, because at the end of the day, it's really you who makes the decision.
That's
And if you don't make the decision, no one else can tell you how you should follow your vision. It's your vision. So that's how I came up with the story.
Oh, that's lovely. That's a nice story we had there from you. But before we go, any advice for the young ones in the community?
Young in the community, I advise them to really follow what their heart is telling them to do, and really just have the courage to follow what God wants you to do. Because I was watching the story about Moses, and so at that age, for him to go back to where he comes from and tell the Pharaoh, you know, someone who can end his life like that, and to let his people go, that really inspired me. Like, to have that courage in yourself to really do that. So I tell the young people in Glasgow or in Scotland or wherever you are who's watching this, to really just have the courage to do what you really want to do. You know what I mean? Because that's where you find your happiness. This is part of my nostalgia collection.
Okay.
This is Fela Kuti, of course, and I wanted to just design Fela Kuti because when I was younger, I used to listen to a lot of Fela Kuti. My parents would play it all the time, so I painted him in a way. And this comes from the movie Fela Kuti as well, and I decided to do some sort of different design about Africa at the back as well, which really blended in with that. This is La Baja. I listened to a lot of La Baja when I was younger. My parents would always play it. I love his music, I love the bass, I love the meaning. I like how he covers his identity, and nobody knows who he is, to really focus on the music. And I feel like a lot of Africans can relate to La Baja as well.
Okay.
This is Napoleon. Napoleon is one of my inspirations. Why I painted it was because Napoleon wasn't from France, but he became French emperor, and he's Corsican, and that inspired me because I'm not from Glasgow, I'm not Scottish, but I'm from Nigeria, but I can really make it here. So that's why I was really inspired by Napoleon, how he did it. He basically beat the odds.
Okay.
And this is a painting designed by Hajime Sorayama, and he's a sort of Afro-futuristic designer, inspired, and he does sort of mecha type art, and I was really inspired by that as well because it really showed that he really mastered his craft, and I'm really inspired by people who master their own craft. I do a lot of designs on denim jackets and t-shirts as well, shown at the front.
Oh wow, that's lovely.
This is Akira. It's a Japanese, like I said, I was really interested in Japanese comics and cartoons, and it's a Japanese anime as well, and it's really called one of the best ones to ever come out. It was made in the 80s, and to even see a design like that in the 80s is a big thing, so I was really inspired by that as well. So basically everything just really encapsulates my childhood, and that's why it's called the Nostalgia Collection.